Love these islands and all that they share, warmth, love, happiness, and time to care. Untold tales of times long past, of kings and queens, of this and that. Trust in us and you'll know no cares. Throw back your arms and take to the air.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Del Rosario, host of this evening's discussion on Article 12. Tonight I am with two additional members of the Citizens Committee to change Article 12. Ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce the panelists tonight, I'd like just to explain one thing, and that is there obviously is a dire need through the legislature and the administration, to conduct a public hearing or public education on this issue. Because even I don't know what was under Article 12 until I finally sat down and read the analysis of the covenant, read the analysis of the Constitution pertaining to Article 12. It is for this reason that I volunteered to help in this program to try to explain to you what this committee has found, issues that pertain to ownership, land ownership, issues like displacement of our people, adoption, and the blood quantum issue. Before we go on, I'd like to introduce the panelists tonight, and they are furthest to my left is Alex Sablan, a who works in the private sector, and Vince Seman, an attorney who works in a private law firm. Mayalusan Mayanao antes di tafansigi mona, si John Rosario, host estina dinanda na poengi para tafanadingan uno de notro hafa sustancianda y artículo 12. Lo antes di ano fanelus, gi megasya na finaisenu gi mismo tau-tauta, na kanatodo titumungu hafa gaigi papa estina artículo. Por eso, a luz na debe e uguaha no public education, educação para o público, in administrations and the legislature, a ensinar guaha, mas explica cabalis papa hafa mantenetaka gi papa artículo 12. Rason na preciso no sa mauling na uguaha inform na mauling tauto no tungo hafa gagi gi papa artículo 12 ne para famatinas sanu na decision. Going back to English, tonight I'd like to focus on some of the prohibitive nature of Article 12. That includes everything from our experiences with the bank, federal programs that could not be implemented here because of Article 12. That includes discouraging any loan for veterans or veterans here who are here now. The bank's refusal to grant real estate loans to those of our people who are qualified for real estate loans, among other things. And I'd like to begin by asking Mr. Alex Sablan to share his views with us tonight on this experience with the banks.
Oh, good evening, Uncle John. Welcome to the program, everyone. My experience with working with the banks has been a restriction on the ability in getting credit with them. And the limitations with credit have had a lot to do with the fact that banks are not able to provide conveyance on mortgage loans when and if they could put them forward. And so with that, we've had, I think, a dilemma in the Commonwealth for the last at least 10, 15 years, where Farmers Home Administration has not been able to put title insurance onto any of the loans that are conducted in the CNMI. And a large part of what's been going on is the local government has been backing a lot of our mortgage loans. And that may be a positive or a negative. Personally, I believe that we should allow governments that can print money to back loans and provide good interest rates. Today, I'm thankful that there was a MIHA, there was an NMHC, that I was able to get a mortgage loan through them. But I'm paying 9% interest on a mortgage loan. If I had access to a mortgage loan through a bank, or to refinance my loan through a bank, I could benefit to $200 to $400 depending on the interest rate I do get through a bank. I could save $200 to $400 on my mortgage loan. And those are the kind of benefits I think we could provide people in the Commonwealth if we had an open opportunity with banking in the Commonwealth. But because Article 12 here exists, banks are not able to market their paper through what are called government-sponsored enterprises. And these enterprises allow the government to sell the paper on the market. Most banks would have to keep their portfolios within the banking institution, and banks are not in the business of owning mortgages. Their interest is to write the mortgage and then send it off onto the open market and allow Wall Street to sell that product. That's not going on in the Commonwealth today. The other problem we have is a limitation in home equity loans. I think in the Commonwealth you'll find that our housing costs have escalated, but also the ability when you purchase a house and own it, the intent is to have it appreciate over time. Well, in today's market and across America, housing markets are dropping. But when they do improve, housing benefits do go up. Your appreciation in the housing, your house does go up. And you have the ability to go to the bank and try to get an equity loan. Well, in the Commonwealth, it's very limited access to home equity loans. And again, in large degree, that has a lot to do with risk, but also has a lot to do with Article 12. And I think there are a lot of problems when people who have medical issues, as with my case with my wife, or individuals that want to send kids off to college, or just doing anything you want to do with your equity. Because of Article 12, it's diminished the value of housing in the Commonwealth, but also it's diminished the access to credit through banking institutions.
Vince, do you wish to add something to that effect?
Well, just pulling back on what Alex was talking about, I think what he's referring to is the effect, basically the effect that Article 12 has on the value of your land is Article 12 creates, and we've mentioned this before, this term before, an artificial ceiling, where, let's say, for example, I have this book, and this book is worth, and by the way, this book is the analysis of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Northern Marianas Islands, and I highly recommend that everyone try and get a copy and read it so that you can believe for yourself that everything we're saying is coming out of this book or based on the principles in this book. But back to what I was saying, let's assume for an example that this book is worth $20. What basically Article 12 tells me is that only the people at this table are allowed to buy this book. And if the value of this book is $20, then theoretically I should be able to get $20 if I try and sell it. Alex has $20 in his pocket. Uncle John, let's assume you have $20, and I know you have $20 in your pocket. But both of you know that I can't go to outside this table to sell this book. So what incentive do you have to pay me the $20? Especially if you know that I really need the $20. So what's going on now is that because of Article 12, you can say, all right, I won't pay you $20, but how about I give you $5? And depending on whether I need the money, if, for example, if my wife was sick, or if I need to send my daughter to school or get some school supplies for daughter, and this book is my only asset,